Smilodon fatalis, aka the saber-tooth cat, is one of the most famous extinct prehistoric animals. This cat is depicted in numerous cave paintings from as early as 12,000 years ago. These depictions usually show a large cat with long saber-like canines, hence the name saber-tooth cat. Hi, it's me, and welcome to Paleologic. Today we are going to talk about a saber-tooth that you may have never heard of before. So let's get to it. There are two main types of saber-tooth cats, Smilodon and Homotherium. Most people think of Smilodon when they hear saber-tooth cat, and for good reason. They are the ones depicted in those cave paintings, and they are just overall more well-known. The name Smilodon comes from the Greek words for smile and tooth. Fitting name for such an animal. The name Homotherium comes from the Greek words for same and beast. Both of these genera contain species that range in size from the size of a house cat to the size of a lion. We will be focusing on the larger species today, Smilodon gracilis and Homotherium serum. Smilodon gracilis was first described in 1864 by paleontologist José María de la Harpe in Argentina. At the time, all that was found were some teeth and a piece of jawbone. Because of this, at first he classified Smilodon gracilis as a dog-like species. He would later reclassify it as a cat once more of its relatives were found. Homotherium serum was described in 1938 by paleontologists W. J. Matthew and Ceratops in the genus Homotherium. Because its remains were found in association with those of Smilodon gracilis, they originally thought it was a synonym or different species within the Smilodon genus. Further studies showed that it was distinct enough to be its own genus. Smilodon gracilis and Homotherium serum both lived during the late Pleistocene epoch from roughly 30,000 to 12,000 years ago. Their fossils have been found in South America, North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa, so they had quite a wide distribution. These two felids were very similar in size and skull morphology, leading many to believe that they were closely related. However, recent studies have shown that they are not closely related at all. Instead, they are part of a group called the pantherine, which also includes modern-day big cats such as lions, tigers, and leopards. This group is characterized by a relatively short, broad skull with long legs and large paws. So if they are not closely related, why do they look so similar? This is a great example of convergent evolution. Convergent evolution is when unrelated organisms independently evolve similar traits. An obvious example is the wings of birds and insects. They are used for the same function, getting around, but they are structured very differently since they evolved separately. It's thought that Homotherium and Smilodon both evolved saber-like teeth for similar reasons. They were both apex predators in their respective regions, and the saber-like teeth were advantageous for hunting large prey. What these two cats hunted most likely varied depending on where they lived. For instance, Smilodon gracilis was found in Argentina with the remains of glyptodonts, a giant armored mammal, and megafauna, a giant sloth. Homotherium serum was found with the remains of a variety of animals, including horses, camels, bison, and other large mammals. Another interesting similarity between these two is that they probably both had fur. There is evidence that Smilodon had fur because of a bite mark on one of the skulls. Homotherium is obviously furry because we can see the hair follicles on its skin. In my last video, I talked about how Smilodon went extinct most likely because of the changing climate. Whether Homotherium went extinct for the same reason is up for debate. Some researchers say yes, and others say no. Some researchers say yes, and others say no. Maybe it went extinct for a different reason altogether. Maybe it was the saber-tooth version of a house cat, and it just went extinct because all of the big cats did. We don't know. Unlike Smilodon, there aren't any complete skeletons of Homotherium, so we don't know what it looked like or how big it actually got. Since we don't have any complete skeletons, we can only estimate its size based off of the few bone fragments we do have and the size of the prey animals in the area. Some researchers estimate that Homotherium's serum stood roughly 3 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed about 300 pounds. That would make it about the size of a cougar. Other researchers say that Homotherium's serum was closer to the size of a lion or even larger. One thing is certain, though, Homotherium's serum was definitely saber-tooth and definitely cool. If you like what I'm doing here, then you can help me out by liking and subscribing. You can also check out my social media and come say hi. I've been your host, and we'll see you next time with more Paleo Logic.